Step 1, put the car in neutral and apply the parking brake. Next, let's remove the shift knob. Pull down on the cover here. Remove the clip. And you can pull the shift knob up and put the clip back on so you don't lose it. Next, let's remove the shifter panel right here. Use a panel removal tool to help you out. Pry upwards, and then you can disconnect the connector from here. There's one right here. And then this one right here. 2. Next, let's remove the radio AC panel. Remove 2 screws. Behind the panel, there's going to be some connectors we'll have to undo. Let's start with this one. That's one. Two. 3. And 4. Next, let's remove these 2 screws right here. Panel, pull it forward. Next, let's remove the monitor. We'll have 2 connectors behind it. 1 and 2. Next, let's pull the radio out forward so we can work with it. You already removed these 2 screws. There's 2 more screws underneath. Pull the radio out forward. And then we're ready to work with the kit. Let's go ahead and connect the G monitor cable. It's going to be this one right here. It has the label touch on it. So go ahead and connect that to this connector that connected to the back side of the monitor. And go ahead and route this cable underneath. Apply foam tape to this connector. To insulate it. This is the original GVIF cable for the monitor. Go ahead and tape that up. We're no longer going to use that. Go ahead and tuck it back anywhere. We have two sets of GVIF cables, 1 and 2. Go ahead and use number 2. They're both the same, but just to make things simple, use number 2. Route the other end down. And this end is going to connect to the monitor. Next, go ahead and grab your monitor. Connect the new GVIF cable number 2, and connect the the G monitor cable. And put back into place. Let's work behind the radio. Let's connect the G main cable, which is going to be this one right here. It has a label that says G main. So this is going to go behind the radio. Disconnect this connector right here. This is going to be for the mic, so set that aside. It's that one where the G main cable is going to go to, so disconnect this one. Grab your G main cable, connect one end to it, apply foam tape, then connect this into the factory radio. And the other end, route it underneath all of this so it can join up with our other cables. Next, we'll work with the G monitor cable. It's gonna have a yellow wire or orange, 1 pin, 2 pin connect, but 1 wire, and then the actual mic connector. This one, go ahead and grab the connector that you set aside. Connect this into it right here. Apply foam tape. Keep in mind, white bands on the connectors indicate they're for OEM radio. So be very careful, don't confuse them. The yellow ones are for this module right here. And then you have these up here. So be very careful with the connectors. That's why I'm not disconnecting the entire radio, because it's a big risk. Go ahead and connect this end right here. And then go ahead and route these other two cables down below these connectors. So it can meet up with the other cables. Next, let's install the next GVIF cable, number 1. Number 1 is for the radio. Disconnect this connector right here. Cover that up with tape. We won't be using this one anymore. Connect GVIF cable number 1. And then the other end is going to join the other cables that we have here. Next, you have these connectors right here that went to the radio AC panel. Find this connector right here. You'll grab the CAN cable. It has a label that says CAN on it. Connect that here. And apply foam tape to that. And then this guy will join along with our other cables right here. Next up, let's find the CarPlay USB cable. We're going to prepare it in this video segment. You'll have the 3.5mm AUX connection coming off of it. This is going to go to the CarPlay module, so it's going to meet up with all of these other connectors right here. This speaker is not needed in this car, so you can ignore it. I'm just going to tape it up so it's out of our way. You can just tape it up, depin it. It's up to you, but the speaker is not needed for in this car. So the two that you'll need to focus on are going to be these two. We're gonna have the USB and the AUX come out in the armrest compartment. We'll need to connect the AUX-to-USB here for audio, and then have the USB in here so that the customer can just simply connect their phone to that. So I'm gonna route all of this. I'm gonna route these two ends underneath this entire setup. So these two cables are gonna route underneath all these panels so they can't end up over here. So I'll just set that aside. And this end, have it join along with our other cables right here. Next, let's find a place for our CarPlay module. I'm gonna put it behind the carpet in this area right here. So let's go ahead and pull this carpet out. Start by removing this right here. And then there's going to be a screw right here that you can undo. And with that, you should be able to pull the carpet forward. Just enough so you can route all of the CarPlay cables down into empty cavity through there, and then you'll be able to have them come out through here. Alright, now I've routed all my cables through into this way because I'm going to place the CarPlay module over here. You should have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cables here. Let's find this orange one and the touch. These two you're going to connect to the G main cable, which is this one right here. Orange is going to connect to this reverse pink wire right here, and then the touch to touch. So that's it. Alright, let's go ahead and connect these cables to the CarPlay module. Let's start over here. Find the CarPlay mic cable, which is this one. That will connect right here. Next is the USB, the CarPlay USB, which is this one right here. This will connect to this port, like that. Nothing connects to that port, so don't worry about it. Nothing connects to this port, so don't worry about it. Next is, let's do these two GVIF cables. So you have 1 and 2. 1 is going to connect to this one right here. This port is specific for the OEM radio. And 2 is going to connect here. This port is specific for the monitor. Let's connect the CAN cable. CAN will connect right here. The UART is already connected for you, so don't worry about that. And last is the 2 power cables. So coming off of the G main cable, we have the 2 power connections right here. Let's connect the 6-pin here. And let's connect this end up here. And that's it. So we already have our wires our cables connected to the CarPlay module. We'll place that in a little bit. I went ahead and put the radio back in and the monitor back in. Here are the connectors that are going to go behind the radio AC panel, so they're ready to be connected. And here are the 2 cables, the AUX and the USB. Both of these ends are going to need to end up here in the armrest compartment. But you can see how it's been routed through beneath here. So take your time in terms of routing it through. But at the end of the day, they're going to end up in the armrest compartment. Let me show you real quick. There is a little notch right here. If you insert a panel removal tool, you can pry up this panel, and then you can place the USBs through if you wanted to. It's up to you. Or you can drill a hole somewhere. You can place the USB for AUX right there. If you have the optional USB conversion extension cable, you can replace that with the with that cable so you can connect the USB cable. So let me go ahead and work on that. So I've routed the cables underneath these panels, so they're over here now. Alright, let's work with the let's work with the AUX cable right here. You have the 3.5mm AUX extension and the AUX-to-USB cable right here. So go ahead and connect this to this end right here. We'll tape that up in a little bit. And this end will connect to the AUX-to-USB. And basically, after taping everything up, the AUX-to-USB is going to connect to the factory aux port right here. So now we're ready to connect the AUX-to-USB to the factory USB port right here. We'll use this for audio. And I did install an optional USB extension conversion cable here so that the customer can connect their USB cable here for a wired CarPlay and Android Auto connection. So again, this is an optional piece. If you don't have this piece, then your USB cable will just simply come out from the bottom of this panel. We've gone ahead and screwed back the radio, the monitor. I put this panel on already. Now we're gonna work with the backside of the radio AC panel. So we have our new CAN cable, the CarPlay CAN cable. This is going to connect here now. And it's pretty much the last cable in terms of the installation process of the CarPlay. Go ahead and reconnect all of the factory connectors back into place. Everything you've disconnected, and you'll be ready to test. Alright, now that we've pretty much put everything back together, car is on. Let's switch into CarPlay mode. Press and hold the back button. Here's CarPlay. Press and hold, and you're back on OEM side. So you can do it with that, or you can do it with the source button on the steering wheel right here. Press and hold, switch, press and hold, switch. So let's switch back. Let's connect my phone. I'm gonna use an aftermarket cable. Please, I recommend that you use the lightning cable, the original lightning cable if you're using Apple. Android, use the original Android cable, or a high quality Android cable. Up to you. I'm gonna connect right there. And I'm gonna connect my phone here. You'll notice that it starts charging. CarPlay loads. Let me unlock my phone. So it should come up with two questions. Allow CarPlay with CarPlay while phone is locked. That's a privacy question. Up to you how you answer that. This is the important part, important question. Use wireless CarPlay with CarPlay. Enable wireless allows you to enable wireless. Use USB only allows you to use CarPlay with USB cable. So you can have wired CarPlay or wireless CarPlay. Same thing with Android Auto. As a manufacturer, we always recommend a wired connection. That's going to be the more stable connection, but you can also set up wireless. I'm going to do wireless for today's test purposes. If you do select wireless CarPlay, make sure you leave your phone connected for 3 or 4 minutes. Then you will go ahead and disconnect, and this wireless will take over and CarPlay will load back onto the screen again. I will also make another note. I would recommend to your customer, let them know that the primary driver, if they want wireless, that the primary driver connects wirelessly. All other drivers or passengers, they should connect with the USB cable. This way, the phones aren't competing for a wireless connection to the system. Let's test things out. You can control the CarPlay only with the touchscreen, so you can navigate through the different apps that way. You can press here. Let's play some music. Alright, we can hear music. You can control the volume through there or through here. You can also switch to tracks with this. Next track, previous track, previous track. also through the touchscreen as well. In order to hear CarPlay audio through the car speakers, you must be in iPod mode. So let's head over to audio side, AUX. You'll continue to press on AUX until you get to iPod mode. So that's how we're able to hear CarPlay audio through the car speakers. You can still listen to FM, AM, and all of that.
Vaccineproject.org.
But if you wanted to go back to listening to CarPlay audio, just switch back to iPod. All right, let's test the backup camera. Put it back into neutral. That's working fine. Let's test Siri. Press and hold the menu button right here for Siri. Hey Siri, take me to the nearest gas station. Never mind.
Okay.
So we've tested Siri, we tested the microphone. Let's make some test phone calls. We do need to have our phone paired to the original Bluetooth. So let's go ahead and switch back real quick. Let me see if I can do this real quick. I haven't done it yet. Bluetooth, connect device, sure. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna connect my phone to the Bluetooth. Pin is 1, 2, 3, 4. Allow. So once your phone is connected to the original Bluetooth, let's make a test call. To make calls, again, I connect to the original Bluetooth because all our phone calls will still need to make use of the original Bluetooth audio. So to make a call, use Siri. Siri will route it automatically through Bluetooth. Hey Siri, call 714-258-0400. It's gonna make that call for us. You can check on your phone. You don't have to, but you can already see it's going through the original Bluetooth. So you can make calls, outbound calls that way. I'm not sure if they'll pick up. Yeah, they're probably busy on the other end. When you're receiving a call, answer that call with the answer button here on the steering wheel. This will also take it through the original Bluetooth. So to recap, make calls using Siri by pressing and holding the menu button here, and receive calls with the answer key right here. Both ways will route it through the original Bluetooth. You'll have no issues that way. And so I'm getting that call, so let's test it out. Hello, I'm just doing a quick test call. I didn't mean to take up your time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, there's something wrong with your phone.
Now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
My phone cable.
Okay. I was just making a quick test call.
Can you hear me? Oh shoot. Are you there?
Yeah, I'll call you later.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Let's test the wireless. So I think it's been enough time. We'll disconnect from here. And we'll go back to the main menu. You'll see the Apple CarPlay logo show up there, and that's how you'll know it's a successful connection. All right, we're set. Let's delete our phones from the CarPlay. You can go into the menu here, press on Car Home. If you ever end up on this menu, press on iOS to go back into CarPlay. If you're on Android, press Android. We'll go to Settings, Information, and press on Reset. Yes. It's a two-step process. Once you've done that, go to your phone, scroll down to General, CarPlay, find CarPlay, and then press on Forget This Car. So now your phone has forgotten about the connection to the CarPlay, and the CarPlay has forgotten about all wireless connections. Go into the Bluetooth menu also and delete your phone from the original Bluetooth, but you're good to deliver this car to the customer.